David Paul here. Well, what can I say? This is immensely satisfying. This is my first log that I've either machined down the middle or split. It's a combination of both, really. This is the big log that I had. I'm not going to lift it. I really can't be bothered. My body is just exhausted. But this is the big log I had lying up against the embankment here in site number 2. The intention was to use this for a bench, and I think I'm going to carry on using it as that. I was thinking about using it for my bed, but we'll see. It's extra long. It can accommodate both jobs, and I'll have to decide at the end what to do. I did actually think about using this for a support for the corners of the hexagonal, like support pillar for the points of the hexagonal shaped log that I've got. And as you can see, unfortunately, the log is not as straight as I thought. It really runs out. So this can be accommodated in a bench, because I'll just trim the edges straight. But in this shape, it's not really suitable as supports for the corner of the cabin. It's just going to look wonky. I mean, it'll do the job, but it'll look wonky. So there you are. I just turned that over with my foot, so that indicates how much weight it's lost. Let's have a feel. There's a slightest of dampness there. If I left it a while longer, it would start to really dry a lot more, but I'm not going to do that. The next task is to get these out of the forest, because if somebody came along and saw these and think, oh, they're a tasty pair of logs, I'll just have them. If they stole my other logs, well, fair enough. But I haven't done any processing work on them, so the value of this stuff has gone up. You know, they talk about growing your wealth, but you know, wood is certainly a thing that you can apply yourself to and grow wealth out of it. You can actually generate wealth out of a forest in terms of, well, say a settee, for example. You could just build the settee and you don't have to buy it. You know, people spend thousands of pounds on these things and thousands of pounds on tables and all sorts. And here it is, it's all there for you. Take it out of the forest, knock it up in rough, and then with the timbers far too thick and everything, and just use it as it is. And then let it dry in situ in your house as you're using it, and then strip it down and then machine it down to the, you know, the quality work that you're going to make of it. So you know, that way you get immediate utility. Okay, so that's that. Let's have a feel. It's a lot lighter. Obviously it's 50% lighter. However, it's still heavy. It's still a bit of a beast. I think what I'm going to do, I don't know about this. Yeah, I guess that's the right idea. I will turn that over so that the bear faces upwards, and that'll allow it to breathe, and that's that. Now, I could actually use these for shelving as well, so that's a possibility. Undecided, as yet undecided. Okay, so what else here? I've got, so that generates 2 logs there. There's a one over there. One here. And these have been cut to the size to support the cabin. They're capable of supporting the cabin. A lot lighter, but they're still beasts. And you know, you can't complain, because that's what you get with good quality wood. It's heavy. Anybody interested into wood, by the way, the optimal wood I would say is 0.5 to 0.6 in specific gravity. I would certainly try to go for 0.6, which is around about oak level. That one's not too bad. I have found a job for some short pieces. 0.6, yeah. That's where you want to be. I've worked with stuff around about 0.9 to 1. And that is it's just like machining stone, and you get like loads of fine dust off it, and it's just like hell to work with. Unless it was for a very few specific jobs, I wouldn't want to work with that stuff again. That was Yakal, otherwise known as Balau to most people. Okay, so this one here is as good as it's going to get. This may be the side of my bed, possibly. And the rest of these will either be wall supports, or there's another one over there, the one there, either wall supports or incorporated into the shelving, as yet to be decided. This is such a monster of a job. I'm very tempted to, when making a bed, well, say a bench for example, to put a strip of log on the face end and then put logs crossways that way. But I think personally it looks naff. It just spoils the run of the eye, you know. I would rather they ran together. But, you know, there are limitations to my strength. In, I think it's 10 days time, I'm going to be in the Philippines. And then I'll start project number 2, which is the Filipino house. And so I have made a few decisions regarding that. I'm going to have to buy some materials from a hardware store, otherwise I'm just going to kill myself in that heat. So I'm going to be using cement board for the walls, which there's a technique called stitch and glue, where you stitch together sheets of plywood and then glue them over the tape them over with the glass fibre and glue them, and use that as a methodology for making plywood boats. I'm going to adopt that method, but I'm going to just tie them together. So it'll be stitched but no glue and no glass fibre. And the idea is that I will be able to knock up a quick shelter, and I'll buy the sheeting for the roof and I'll put it over. So if you can imagine a cardboard box with no bottom in it, it can wiggle about, but if you stand it on edge and then put a top on it, it'll become quite stiff. So that's the idea for that, and that will be knocked up within a matter of days, so long as I can get a hold of the materials and they're not too expensive. Get started and get a small house built. Now, it's not really what I want. Ideally, what I really want is the the whole place made out of wood. The idea is to demonstrate how you can build a house entirely out of wood, and possibly not even involving, I don't know, you can do it without nails and screws and stuff. I'll think about that, using pegs. But the idea is to knock up a house completely out of wood that feels secure and solid, you know, instead of the usual thin Bahai Kubo, which is just bamboo, and you don't feel very secure in there. Somebody could just smash the wall in and come in. So the idea is make something solid out of wood, plant trees in the garden such that they are able to generate wood for the maintenance of the house forever, and that's it. So anything more about this? Not particularly. I'm still eyeing this thing up over here. Not sure if I may be wanting to use that as a sort of hat stand type thing. It's got lots of lovely sticky bits on it that I can put in the house, and use these as sort of hanging pegs for things. Might be very good, that. I think that's a yes. I think that's a yes. That one's going home. So, long walk back to the cabin now, and just think about how I'm going to get all this stuff out of here and back home. So much for that. Anyway, Makita tayo sa kana, at ilago, Jesus be with you.